I'm Professor Bruce Drinkwater. I'm Professor of Ultrasonics, and I'm a mechanical engineer, and I've been involved in all sorts of projects to do with ultrasonics. So I trained as a mechanical engineer, and I've always taken the idea that I'm an engineer, at its face value. So I think an engineer has to be ingenious and not just for its own sake, but to do something useful for society. So I've always been passionate that my research should have an application, and that's been a kind of an ongoing theme in everything I've done. So commercialization is in my blood. So I've been involved in quite a few commercialization projects over the years. The first one I got involved in was an arrangement that led to a licensing deal. So it was a patent and then a license. And then more recently, I've been involved in a spin-out company with collaborators at University of Sussex. And even more recently, I'm just in the very early stages of launching another company. With a spin-out company, you can have the best idea in the world, but if you don't have the people to drive forward the company, it's not going to happen. So in those cases where I've been involved in the spin-outs, there's been people who've really wanted to take the lead in driving forward the company. So I've been there as an academic supporting them, but it needs a person probably coming from a university background to commit themselves to a completely different type of career, a business career. And again, fortunately, in both cases, we found such a person. So we had the technology and we had the people. There are all sorts of things that we as academics typically wouldn't know. Some of them are quite obvious, really, is that, who's going to buy the product? How much are they going to pay for it? Those sorts of fundamental questions, which easy to ask, but, actually very, very difficult questions to answer. So having a group like the Commercialisation Team with their advisors that they bring in for us to talk to and have some detailed in-depth discussions, because that's what it needs, and those discussions sparked us into action to drive forward the project. In the patenting case, there's a lot of legal aspects to it that the Commercialisation Team were just knew it, and they could just sort that out really quite easily, which is, not say easily, but it's a lot of work for them, but it was easily in a sense. So just take that out of my hands, and they could really drive that forward. So in terms of challenges, I guess the main one is just I probably at these various points didn't have the skills to do what I wanted to do. I knew what the end point was, have a product licensed or a company spun out, but I didn't really know all the technicalities of how to achieve that. The Commercialisation Team put us in contact with various business advisors who we then had really, really nice discussions with and helped us think about this question of, is there a company there?